What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a Heart's Desire reading for the sign of Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, you guys are last but not least in the zodiac lineup for Group 1. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. So, sitting in your energy and kind of reflecting a little bit on your pre-reads, so far these last few days. Temperance has came up, okay? Um, Temperance is the card that shows someone pouring from one glass to another, and they may have one foot in the water and one foot out, okay? And it's pretty much just that in layman's terms, tempering. Okay, so a particular situation that you could be dealing with, Scorpio, um, requires you to have some reciprocity in the midst. Okay, is the best way that I could put it to you. Okay, um, reciprocate what's been given to you, or vice versa. Okay. So that's your pre-reading message, if you will. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into your reading. Okay, hopefully, I'd also have this feeling of you guys needing to cleanse. Okay, be mindful of what you've been eating lately. Okay, in the sense of maybe doing some form of a detox, possibly drinking lots of water would be helpful. I always have my water near me. Um, one from the top is for your present, one from the bottom is for your past, and then one energetically from the middle is for your future placement of energy. Okay, we'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily to see what the outcome is, the overall outcome of the energy. Okay, but like I was saying, in regards to doing some form of a detox, um, based off of maybe some more fruits would be helpful. Just a real good healthy cleanse. Okay, we're going into the fall, which is bringing a lot of comforting food, and so to balance or counteract any additional weight that might be, consumed in, it's mostly emotional weight that you're probably carrying. If you're trying to lose weight, it's possibly emotional baggage. Okay, you'd be surprised how much emotion can actually stay on you and be hard to lift off. Okay, and so if you lift off that emotional baggage, which is possibly retaining water in you, you have to somehow release it. Okay, so try to look up some good foods that would be useful to you in, lifting off that excess water. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Again, little pre-messages. Hopefully they're helpful to you. Okay, Scorpios. So let's get into it. Presently, you're in Nine of Swords. Then we have the Devil energy coming up, which I believe was kind of present in your Dreamcatcher read. If you have not seen it yet, feel free to go on my playlist and look for the Dreamcatcher read, or you can click videos and you'll see a list of everything, I think, from the newest to the oldest. And you guys should be in there if you have not seen your Dreamcatcher read, because I do touch on this. This is past energy, okay? And then we have the Knight of Cups in future energy, okay? So, very different progression, if you will, Scorpios, in regards to where your energy is right now or has been with this present, past, and future, okay? So, presently, Nine of Swords, insomnia attack. okay, in a way of just being up late at night, really in your thoughts, okay. I know as I was shuffling, I did see Four of Swords and Temperance in the clarifying deck for you guys, okay. And so maybe you're doing a lot of reflection. Five of Inspiration, which was the Five of Wands, kind of stood out too. Some type of internal conflicts that you're going through, okay? Maybe something weighing heavy on your head that needs to be rectified, okay? And so maybe you're trying to, you know that it needs to be rectified. However, you're trying to figure out how to rectify it. And really, all it takes is reciprocity and kind of, again, taking accountability or ownership over something that may have been due to you. Okay. Don't automatically put it on the other person. There's got to be something to take accountability for, no matter how small or minute. Okay. And so that's where this Nine of Swords energy is coming from, because it's already, it's a good thing that you know what it is that needs to be fixed, but it's kind of nagging at you because you're not trying to handle it, and that's why it won't lift off of you. Okay, so let's head to the past. Okay, Devil energy. Okay, Devil energy is Capricorn energy. Okay, you could have Capricorn in your chart or be dealing with a Capricorn. It's just an honorable mention. But they have, the devil is mischievous energy. Okay. It is kind of toxic or karmic energy as well. Okay. As you can see here, there's like these stairs leading up into the back of the mind here. Okay. And kind of like these rays coming up around it. Okay, I feel like, again, karmic energy of some sort. Okay, and so you're constantly in your mind. Again, I talk to you guys, Scorpio, about shadow work that needs to be done. Okay, now mind you, if I looked at this spread the way that it is, you have two women here and a man. Okay, it could be some of you that are dealing with a karmic relationship of some sort, okay? That someone obviously, feels presently hurt right now, okay? That's a sidebar, is going to be for some of you, not for everyone, okay? Y'all know I don't normally do this, okay? But because it's Scorpio and because I have Scorpio in my 7th house, okay? I pretty much vibe with Scorpios. Every time when I do y'all's readings, we always end up going a little bit over, okay? And so we usually end up in very deep intellectual thoughts here with y'all's readings, okay? But nonetheless, there's a possibility that you had possibly or have some two people fighting over you, okay, or not really fighting over you, or having to choose between, okay, for some of you Scorpios, okay. Get it together, make a choice, okay. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't do third party bullshit, okay. That's just me personally. I've said it on here before. I just don't do it, okay. Nonetheless, we're not going to get too deep into it, but that is a sidebar for someone, okay. Nonetheless, this past energy is, again, subconsciously some shadow work that needs to be done. They're, again, kind of hinting at it. Someone pretty much aiming towards you, Scorpio, okay? Water sign energy here with Pisces, you, and Cancer, okay? With this Knight of Cups energy, okay? Seeing you as very debonair or whatever, okay, in the past, okay? And possibly, still having their eye on you in some shape, form, or fashion, but in a very possible physical way, not in a sentimental way or person, trying to get to know you personally, okay? It's all about physical attributes. Has nothing to really do with you as your character, okay? So, but nonetheless, if we're focusing directly on you guys, Scorpio, shadow work in the past was where you were living at primarily with whatever was going on with you, okay? So living in your mind, more so negative thoughts, and hopefully you've released them, or they're now coming to the forefront where they're still kind of plaguing you. Okay, it's time to purge that negative and karmic energy. Okay, Scorpios, I cannot, profess it enough to you guys. I think every now and again, last year we definitely were hitting on it, and you guys are still holding on to it. Okay, or it's new energy, and I welcome you. I thank you for your patronage. But here we like to grow on ourselves. So hopefully you see this reading and it prompts you to do so. Okay. Let's get into this future placement of this Knight of Cups. Okay. Getting back into, I guess, who you originally were. But hopefully a little bit of a better version of yourself. Okay. More mature. Okay. As you can see, this Knight, at least it's not a page, but sometimes the page is a little bit better because the page is a little bit more innocence. The Knight has a little bit more experience on him, but does not mean that they're completely mature. Okay, as you can see, he's wearing shorts and not pants. Okay. And is wearing one cup, is holding one cup. Okay, and is in a lily pad, like kind of like on a lily pad on his own in the water. Okay, with his blazer on. So as I usually say when I see this card, able to talk the pants off of anyone. Okay, but do you really want to stay in that energy? Okay, because again, with this deck, you have this moon in the back here, Pisces kind of looming on this energy as well, in the sense of this may be who you are or want to present yourself as, but there's so much more to you than that. Okay, and only a small few have been able to see it. Okay, but why not live that every day? Okay, just saying, Scorpios. All right, so you have the ability to kind of get past whatever this toxic energy is and return back to where or how you used to be. Okay, maybe in the sense of dating again, or being social again. Okay, in the sense of really actually wanting to interact with people in a particular way that kind of opens up your feelings a little bit, showing who you are, but not all the way. Okay, let's see what the overall energy is or outcome of this energy. Hanged woman. Okay, hanged woman. Seeing things from a different perspective. Okay, this could be what is necessary for you to kind of figure out what needs to be done. Okay, be in the shoes of someone else, and maybe it turns out to be a situation where you kind of actually get to wear the shoes for once. Okay, on how it feels to kind of be treated the way you treated someone else, or vice versa. Okay, get in where you fit in. Okay, so we're going to get into this clarifying deck, and I'm going to shuffle just a little bit for this deck. I'm feeling a need to. I'm going to do by threes here. Like I said, when I was shuffling this deck prior to your reading, 3 cards that stood out, and maybe one more, which was the Hierophant. A need for you to kind of have an eye-opening moment, if you will, as far as using your intuition a little bit more. The Four of Swords, maybe reminiscing on some things, okay, and dealing with some internal conflicts, okay, which ends up coming out in your reading, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and split these in 3, and then we'll go ahead and get these lined out, okay. So 1 from the top for your present energy, 1 directly from the bottom for your past energy, and then one energetically from the middle. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck to see what clarifies the Hanged Woman. Okay, so let's see what you guys have, Scorpio. You have the Moon, Pisces energy. Okay, Pisces is part of weak, not weak. Sorry, I forgot. I changed everybody from weeks to groups. So group 3. If you do have Pisces in your chart, Scorpio, then you can refer to Pisces readings coming up or previous ones to kind of help you out and kind of give you an extended reading. Okay. Then we have Awakening for the Devil energy for your past. And then we have your energy coming up with the Death card. Okay. First time ever seeing the Death card come up, and this is in future energy, which we'll get to in a minute. Okay. I hate to have you guys, sitting in anticipation, but that's how it goes. Okay. If you want, you can pass forward. I'm not going to hold you to it, but just saying, you might skip over some needed messages if you do. Okay. So let's start with your present. Present energy, Pisces energy with the Moon, with the 9 of Swords. Okay. I feel like in this energy, again, you've been hiding it. Okay. Presently, you've been hiding what's really going on with you. Okay. No one really knows. Maybe a few do. Okay. But again, you know what needs to be done, but you keep hiding from it. Okay. Hiding also, in my opinion, means you're running from it. Okay. And thinking that it's just going to hash out itself. But there's something hidden that you're either not trying to pay attention to and rather be tormented, okay, which goes to the saying of glutton of punishment, okay. Stop punishing yourself, Scorpio, and get to the bottom of it, okay, because it's going to stay there and it's going to nag at you until you end up having an explosion, okay, of some sort. That's not necessary if you would just address it, okay. So stop hiding the situation, okay. It needs to be brought to the forefront, okay. You do have, it's like this kind of like pink moon here, and it's this person standing in the middle excuse me, in these two statues. And so just kind of aiming towards, this person is kind of looking up towards the moon. You may need to maybe reference the monthly manifestations in regards to, not for a particular message for you, Scorpio, in there, but just watch one of the random ones as far as working with the moon phases. Okay, that would be kind of helpful for you in the sense of trying to obtain particular things. Okay, but nonetheless, this kind of rose colored moon is giving me the vibes of love, possibly being the case. Okay. And so you may need to work on your heart chakra. Okay. I always suggest things to you guys, same, kind of situation of bath salts that I have, spiritual baths, in the sense of awakening by the beach, would be helpful for you guys. Changing your mood or helping kind of balance your mood would be the lavender light night. Fall in love again for some self-love and care is more so in your realm. Okay. Flourish meditation oil would be very useful to you. It has strawberry quartz in it to help you get over past traumas. And I'm going to leave it at that. And again, like I said at the beginning, some form of a detox. You need something that's going to purify your soul a little bit. Water, water, water. And I did, I think earlier this week, suggest my Golden Bliss Herbal Loose Leaf Tea, which is in my Etsy shop. You can find the link to my shop in the description below or on my About Me page. Okay, let's get into this past energy with the awakening with the devil energy. Okay, again, in the past, I think you must have had some form of an epiphany of some sort. Okay, because something got awakened. Okay, as far as maybe knowing that you were in some kind of toxic environment or dealing with a toxic person. Okay, and maybe the person that you were dealing with in the past kind of showed you who you were or how you acted towards someone, and it kind of like, oh snap type of vibe. Like, I am like that. I did that. Why does this look so familiar? Because you did it to someone else too. Okay, so someone was able to possibly give you a form of awakening, almost like in the taste of your own medicine type vibe. Okay, to awaken you to get out of this shadow energy that you had. Okay, this mischievous kind of toxic type of mindset that you could have had. Okay, and maybe you got so deep into it that you had an awakening if you didn't have an experience with anyone, but maybe something just seemed to click, okay, in the past to get you up out of it. Okay, possibly words spoken by someone as this person is holding on to close to their throat chakra here. Okay, and it's kind of like a beam of light coming out and just coming towards this awakening and epiphany moment. Okay, so that's past energy. All right, so let's get to the real meat of this reading here that you've been waiting to get to, which is the future energy of this death card. Okay, with the Knight of Cups. Okay, you have this moth here that's covering kind of like her mouth, and then you have this woman here, eyes closed, cobwebs of some sort, almost looks like cobwebs. Yep, it's cobwebs. And kind of above her mind is like these two women kind of split apart, if you will, but almost looks like her subconscious or her mind is open to something leaving out, the death of some type of thought process. Okay, or characteristic trait, toxic trait of some sort. Like I said, do you still want to be just this person who's always alone, talking, you know, having meaningless communications or interactions with people? It's time for that to end, okay? And for new birth to begin, okay? Death doesn't always have to be straight literal death, okay? It could be the birth of something new, okay? It all depends on your point of view with this hanged woman, okay? Or hanged man. You have to want change in some way, okay? For yourself, for the better version of yourself, okay? And something I always even do with myself is I ask myself the question of if I would even want to deal with me, okay? If you can't deal with your own energy, then why would you think someone else could, okay? So, this old version of you that you want to return back to is ending, okay? It needs to end and needs to be rebirthed. Like I said, if you get out of this shadow self toxic energy, you find yourself being back open again, but the end of just having meaningless conversations, okay? You want something of value, possibly, okay? Or more depth, okay? So let's see what's clarifying this hanged woman in the overall energy. Three of emotions, which is Three of Cups, okay? With the Hermit up underneath, okay? Isolation, okay? So you've needed to be in isolation in order to see things from a different perspective. Too many opinions on you could, kind of cause you to kind of go back into that downward spiral again as far as looking at opinions, okay? Which is kind of leading into this Three of Cups, okay? Three of Cups is usually talking about communing with people, okay? And maybe now you're looking at that view of what others see of you, okay? Or kind of like understanding their side of things, okay? And if you're a man, maybe it's understanding women a little bit more than what you used to, okay? That we do have feelings, we do have emotions, okay? And they should be either reciprocated or, understood or, spoken to, okay, in a sense. So, trying to see the perspective of other people, okay? Also, possibly determining who, or kind of Xing out who you don't want to deal with anymore. If you're someone who has dealt with multiple people at one time, it's time to deduce, okay, in a way. All right, is another thing that I'm feeling. All right, so let's get into your heart oracle in regards to the final decision. It kind of cuts into your advice, okay? I am splitting here and finding control and shine, okay? Do you find yourself feeling above those because of how you may manipulate them or control them, okay? Based off of, what was done to you. Okay, Scorpio, that is my question to you. I need you to kind of tap into that, okay? If you're dealing with traumas or trying to get over some past traumas, I would suggest going to the Tap Into Your Soul readings. They are meant for that purpose, in the sense of what held you back in your past, what currently holds you back, and how you'll change your future, okay? So I would definitely, implore you to go and check those out in your downtime to kind of help you work on your shadow self, okay? So, at the bottom of the deck, we have refuse to see, okay? New energy alert through this reading, okay? Truly, thank you. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe so that way you can be notified the next time I post for your reading, okay? For your sign, all right? The number 2 here, focus on what you want, not what you don't want, okay? But again, I feel like this refuse to see is kind of hinting back on this Nine of Swords and Moon energy, okay? Presently refusing to see what is really right there in front of you, okay? If you really pay attention, all right? If it's in reference to a person, you should be able to use your rationale instead of living in your shadow self, okay? And only wanting to see the worst in people. There's still some good people out here, Scorpio, whether you choose to believe it or not, but you have to be willing to see it, okay? And right now, you're not. So, you have this person with, it's kind of like a warrior. He's got this metal helmet on. The sun is right above his head, and the third eye is red, okay? The pupil is red. To me, that means your third eye is probably calcified, and if you're a metaphysicalist and you're a spiritualist, you need to work on it. The helmet, your intuition is blocked because you're obviously in your shadow self, and you're blocking yourself from seeing and getting enlightenment, okay? So let's get into the book. This is going to be an interesting read here. Like I said, first time this card is coming up, okay? So let's see. $119 equaling out to 11. Okay. Again, I love numerology, and it's very clear. Again, you need some form of enlightenment. Okay. and are missing that. We're not going to refer to what's at the bottom of this card. We're going to focus primarily on this because you guys are now in super extended, okay? The key words for refusing to see are assess, decide, impasse, and honesty, okay? This card speaks about how important it is to see relationships as they really are, rather than how you'd like them to be. This is not always an easy or comfortable thing to do. However, in order to make correct decisions in a relationship, you must be clear about it. Are you maintaining the status quo even though the current situation may not meet your needs? Are you at an emotional impasse in matters of the heart? Okay? At this time, you may be withdrawing emotionally from a relationship or the need to make a decision regarding that relationship. This does not serve your best interest. You must open your eyes and your heart to the truth. By honestly assessing the situation, you'll know just what you need to do. Knowing the truth will make your decision easier and will lead you to more fulfilling relationships. Okay? Now, after reading that, I will say manifest 1 is up underneath this card. Okay? If you want to manifest a happy connection or just a happy life in relationships, period, then you are going to have to get past this energy first to do it. Okay? Let's get into your power of surrender so we can wrap up your reading, Scorpio. This is a very deep reading, as always, Scorpio, with your intellectual minds, okay? You already know what needs to be done, okay? Just stop hiding and running from it or thinking, the worst, okay? Whatever has transpired in your life, you really need to find a way to heal, okay? And again, as I said in one of your readings, it's probably going to go past, topical things to help you. You are a water sign, and maybe you need to somehow reconnect with that water within you, okay? I'm going to think of some things that I could possibly, do to help the entire collective, not just Scorpio, because I don't want to seem biased. But we'll talk some more, hopefully, Scorpios, okay? And hopefully it will help some others as well. Now, at the bottom of the deck for power of surrender, it is surrender to your full power, okay? Surrender to your full power. We have a lion here with a woman warrior, okay? A little bit of Leo energy kicking in here, okay? So you either have that in your chart. I don't really feel that it's a person that you're dealing with, but it's you, and you possibly could be dealing with fighting with yourself, okay? Your shadow self. It says, your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small, okay? Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small, okay? So that could be just for a few of you, okay, in the sense of maybe professional and career-wise. You may have been, just small changing it. It's time for you to upgrade yourself a little bit and really tap into that full power, okay? But you're going to have to get past yourself in order to do it, okay? So, with that being said, we only have one more reading for you guys, Scorpio. So until then, peace.